I met before. It's the same as always, waiting at the airport with your coat and gloves. Same time every winter.
I would just like to say a warm welcome to everybody that's joined us this afternoon. Thank you so much for taking time out of your weekend to come and spend the next hour here with us. Vincent's got a lot to share with us today regarding being a solo entrepreneur here in Taiwan. There are a lot of things that a lot of people want to know and a lot of questions that he'll be able to answer for us. Before we continue, I would just like to thank a few people. Obviously, Eddie, our guy at the background over here, thank you so much for working so tirelessly with us. Eddie's our IT guy. He's helping us doing the recording and making sure everything runs as smooth as possible. For Vincent, for making the time to be here. And then obviously to our chairwoman, Mary, thank you so much for making sure that this happens. And without further ado, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Mary now, who's going to quickly introduce SATAI just before Vincent runs through his presentation. Welcome, everyone.
And thank you, Dwayne. Without Dwayne, we also wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't have this wonderful opportunity, and we wouldn't have this wonderful association either. So we'd like to just let you very quickly, it's not a pitch, just for those who might be curious, Taiwan Nanfei Jialiu Xiehui is basically an association that wants to create a bridge between South Africa and Taiwan. That's what we do in culture, commerce, sports, teaching, performing arts, our students that are here, and also we want to be that sort of platform where the South African expats here can find their place, their voice, their flame to share, to keep the bridge going between the two countries. We are formally established under the Ministry of the Interior. We do all the legal things that we need to do, and we have various committees. That being said, today it is the Commerce Committee's a privilege and honor to invite Vincent to tell us more that our business people can know what to do here in Taiwan. Just to let you know, in case you haven't already, SATAI has a Facebook page. Please go across there and like it to stay updated with all things Facebook related. We have an Instagram account. Please go there and follow us so that you can stay, if that's your platform of choice. Otherwise, don't forget YouTube. You need to go there and subscribe. I'd like to introduce you to Vincent Kao, a very, very special friend who lives in Taipei. And today he will share from his heart what he knows relates to foreigners setting up a business in Taiwan. Vincent, we are honored. Thank you very much. And without further ado, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, everyone, to join us today. So today we got 1 hour to talking about the sole proprietorship in Taiwan. It's unique. I cannot say unique because it's frequently asking when a foreigner come to Taiwan, which type of entity should we set up? Because most foreigners, they set up limited company. Some they set up sole proprietorship, but there are a lot of difference between them. So I try to explain to you today. Okay, this slide just tell you first. We got only 10 slides today, so we'll not take you too much time. So okay, let me go. Now I'm CPA. I'm also entrepreneur. I set up this JusRegal CPA firm 23 years ago when I was young. And at the beginning, we just a very regular CPA firm business, helping foreigners to set up company, doing business in Taiwan. And maybe I do something right. So people, they frequently introduce their friend, their family to me. So that's why my CPA firm was growing. And after that, in the beginning, it was just CPA firm because many people, they also require work permit and working APRCs, something like that. So we also set up the immigration consulting company around 12 years ago. Okay, my education, of course, I'm CPA, so I'm learning accounting first. But I also very interested in law, study law, and programming. So I also get a master's degree of law and information management. Now I also enjoy to share my know-how to helping foreigners. So I went to several places to being volunteer, provide my information, doing volunteer working. That's kind of consultant in several government department. So you can also find me in this place. Recently, I spent a lot of time in Taiwan, the SOPA office, because they have they provide more information and CPA consultant to their members. Okay, let's go to this one. In Taiwan, when foreigners set up business in Taiwan, usually seen is these two options. One is sole proprietorship, one is company. As you can see, they come from different sorts of law. The sole proprietorship is come from civil law, so it's older. It's even older than the company law because company law is younger. But so far, you can see the numbers. You can see the sole proprietorship is 994,000 something. The companies 799,000. This is even more quantity than company because we have some special how to say that. You can see it's best for APRC holder. Let me tell you, this is conclusion. It's best for foreigner. Today's presentation is for foreigner. So I tell you the conclusion first. Then I will explain why later. It's good for APRC holder, for sole proprietorship. It's also good for one-man business. It's good for very low risk business. That means that's not good for high risk business. And it will pay lower tax for tiny business. Because the tiny lower tax, that's why foreigners will choose sole proprietorship. I think that's the main reason foreigners will choose the sole proprietorship. Compare with companies. Company is more suitable for those businesses you have many shareholders. And when you require work permit, when your company required to apply work permit for foreigners, the choice company. That means sole proprietorship is not allowed to apply work permit. And company is allowed to hold the property. And a company is continuing to expand. Okay, we got many tables to compare with the sole proprietorship and limited company. Let's see the first one. The entity nature is very different. As you can see, the company is a legal person. That means it's a person, legal person, not like sole proprietorship. It's not legal person. It's part of one's asset. It's under one person. Like for example, for Vincent Kao, me, I have maybe I have a car, I have a motorcycle, I have a sole proprietorship. So it's part of owner's asset. So sole proprietorship is not a legal person. There is no standalone nature. So because sole proprietorship is under one person, under owner, is a part of the asset. So the sole proprietorship, their liability is different compared with limited. Company is limited. How to say? When your company goes bankruptcy, as you can see, recently there are many battles on the world. If you trading some kind of product or goods, and the ship was sink, and then it would cause a lot of damage. So when this damage is too big, your entity cannot afford. You cannot afford those damage. For limited company, you won't lose more. You just lose your capital. Those money inject to the company. But for sole proprietorship, the liability is unlimited. That's what I mean. That means if your company has such a damage, the owner, your other asset, your personal saving, your personal property, you must sell them to pay for this loss. Okay, so this is important when choice the entity type. Liability is different. Okay. Second, because here it says, can this business aiding new investors? For sole proprietorship, yes, it's allowed to aiding new investor, but it's not allowed to decrease investor. Compared with limited company, they are all allowed. But why sole proprietorship is allowed to aid new partner but not allowed to decrease? That's because this entity, sole proprietorship, is unlimited liability. So when your company, maybe when your sole proprietorship is going to lose something very huge, you already know, and maybe someone wants to escape. Are they allowed to change ownership? That means can you sell your business to others? Okay, so sole proprietorship and limited company is allowed to sell your business. For example, you set up a small restaurant. Yes, you can sell to others. You must also need to know that sole proprietorship it cannot change to other type of business. It cannot change the company. There are different systems. It cannot change to different systems because in the beginning we say sole proprietorship, the source of law is civil law. A company, the source of law is company law. They are different tricks. They're different systems. So sole proprietorship cannot change it to other type of business. So if someday your sole proprietorship is growing and growing, you think your risk is increased. You don't want to take so much risk. If that day coming, you must close your sole proprietorship and set up a new company. It's not switchable. Okay, so you need to know this. So this is also why in the beginning it's good for very low risk business, because when your business is growing, your risk also growing. For example, in the beginning you just do business by yourself, but when your business is growing, maybe you hire 1 employee, 2 employees, 10 employees. When you hire more employees, means your risk is higher. So when that day is coming, you need to think. So you keep your sole proprietorship in a certain scale, or you want to switch to company to lower your risk. Okay, this is slide number 3. Okay, let's go next one. Okay, this also compares so when you choose this type, the entity name, when you set up a sole proprietorship, it's lower protection for your name, because the sole proprietorship, the name is in city level. So that's let's say ABC store in Taipei. Other people, they can set up another ABC store in Kaohsiung or New Taipei City or Taoyuan City. So in sole proprietorship, if you want to protect a kind of name, you must do trademark. You must to register your trademark, because the entity name is only in this city is unique. Not like company. Limited company for company, the whole country, the company name is unique. You will not see the same name in the whole country, but you will see the same sole proprietor name in different cities. Okay, let's go next. Set up branch. Okay, it's also they all allowed to set up branch. So you set up but this branch, because this is a city label, right? So when you set up a ABC, let's say you set up ABC restaurant in Taipei City, you can set up branch only also in Taipei City. Let's say Xinyi branch or Da'an branch. So if you want your branch is in another city, you must set up another sole proprietorship in another city. So this is not so good for when you want to develop many branch. Okay. Okay, then next. This is also frequently asked question. So it's a sole proprietorship. This is very big difference here. Sole proprietorship is not allowed to apply work permit. So that means sole proprietorship, if the owner, if you need a work permit, you can, sole proprietorship is not a good idea for you. Because for example, many of my customers, they come to Taiwan to build their business. First thing, they need a work permit. Because once you work permit, then you can get APRC. But sole proprietorship is not allowed to apply work permit. So that's why in the beginning, I say sole proprietorship is good for APRC holder. Because for APRC holder, they don't have work permit issue. So you think about if your business require work permit or not. So sole proprietorship, you can hire those people have open work permit only. For example, APRC holder, OCA holder, those foreign spouse, they married with Taiwanese, and also those student, college student, they have 20 hours. They can work in 20 hours every week. But what they working, their working type, their work permit type is open, so they can working for sole proprietorship. And another type is those we call working holiday people. Taiwan open working holiday for, as I remember, it's 9 or 10 countries. So when they come to Taiwan, working holiday is kind of open work permit. So we can hire those people. Otherwise, if we want to hire foreigner, let's be careful not break the law. So this is an important difference. Okay, next, let's go to this line. A sole proprietorship is not allowed to own property because sole proprietorship is not a legal person. So sole proprietorship is not allowed to own property, cannot buy a house. Another good news for sole proprietorship is minimum capital. When you set up a sole proprietorship, because if you already have APRC, you can set up a sole proprietorship with no minimum, but it cannot be zero. It can be very, very, very low, let's say 10,000 something. You can set up a sole proprietorship with 10,000 to do maybe a solo. That's like a writer or actor, something like that. But if you set up a limited company, because a limited company can hire foreigner, so they have many regulations about the capital. Okay, then let's go to the most important thing foreigners they care about, because the tax is very different when you set up. When your business is service-based business, and when your monthly revenue is less than 50,000, you don't need to register anything. For example, you teaching yoga, you rent a small place to teach yoga, but your monthly revenue is less than $50,000. You don't need to register anything. And for trading business, your revenue is less than 10,000 per month. The tax regulation says, okay, you are so tiny and we cannot earn a lot of tax from you, so you don't have to set up anything. So when your revenue is less than this level, just do it by yourself. This is also frequently asking question from foreigners. For example, they not only teach yoga, they do designing, they teach English, or they sell some their handmade product. When you are less than this level, that's great. You don't need to register the sole proprietorship or limited company. But once you over this is per month. Sorry, I didn't mention about this amount is per month. When your monthly revenue will over this number, then you will need to register an entity, sole proprietorship, or limited company. You know, in Taiwan, when you go to shopping, some store and some company, they will issue fapiao to you, but some give you nothing. For example, you go to maybe bigger restaurant, they will issue fapiao to you. They ask you, do you have 载具 in Taiwan? 载具 or 旁边 something like that. That means they issue fapiao. But if you go to those smaller restaurant, like breakfast store, they issue nothing. You just pay them cash. But if the tax office allow you not issue fapiao, you just pay 1%. Wow, that's wonderful. Because compare 5% to 1%, you're not only just saving you tax, that also means you don't need to purchase the fapiao machine, and you don't need to ask this CPA service to do the tax filing. Once the tax office asks you to issue fapiao, you will need to use purchase the fapiao machine. You need to purchase the fapiao. In CPA, you will need CPA service to do the tax filing every 2 months. But when the tax officer allow you not to issue fapiao, so you don't need to purchase the fapiao machine. With the fapiao, fapiao must purchase from government, and you don't need a CPA to do the tax filing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So for this, you must be a very tiny business. So here is the definition of a very tiny business. First, this is when your monthly revenue less than 200,000, you are a very tiny business. But not only this, you must not use systems, and you must not a franchise business. So here is compare sole proprietorship and your issue fapiao or non-issue fapiao. What is the difference of the tax? First is the VAT rate. When your sole proprietorship was approved to issue fapiao, your VAT rate would be 5%. But if your sole proprietorship approved not issue fapiao, your VAT rate just 1%. 1% of the revenue. And here, and then this line, when tax office asks you to issue fapiao, then you need to do the VAT filing. You must do your business must filing the VAT every 2 months. But if your setup is not issue fapiao business, not issue fapiao sole proprietorship, so you don't need to do VAT filing. The tax officer, they will approve a number. They will estimate your monthly revenue. For example, they will calculate how big is how many seats is in your restaurant, or how many cases your business might do, and they will try to calculate. Maybe they say maybe your monthly revenue is 100,000. If they think your business monthly salary is 100,000, then you need to pay every month pay just 1,000 VAT. So every 3 months, your tax will send you a bill for VAT. Every 3 months, you will receive a bill from tax office, and you need to pay. But if you are approved, not issue fapiao, you don't need to do the income tax, because the government would calculate directly. Here, this is what this line talking about. When your business is issue fapiao, you must do income tax filing every year, and the profit, how they calculate profit is based on the business income tax report. For example, revenue minus cost and expense being your profit, and this profit will join into the owner's personal income tax. But if you are sole proprietorship is approved, don't have to issue Piao, then you don't need to do the business income tax filing every year. And tax office, they will calculate directly. They calculate directly the profit for you. For example, if you are doing trading business, they will just calculate. For example, they already say let's use the sample I just used before. If they think your monthly revenue is 100,000, so in the end of the year, they will think your yearly revenue will be 1,200,000. Then they use 200,000 times 5% become your business yearly revenue, then join to your personal income tax, charge you tax. That would be very, very low because, for example, yearly revenue is let's say 1 million. Then your revenue, under revenue 1 million, your profit just 60,000 per year. 6,000 per year join to your personal income tax. You join to income tax, like the minus exemption, deduction, standard deduction, blah blah. Then maybe you pay nothing if you don't have other income. But if you are service-based, for example, you are teaching English, and your yearly revenue, they say that your yearly revenue is 1 million, then they will calculate your yearly personal income, operating income. That will be 100,000. So this 100,000 join to your personal income. And when you do tax filing, you can minus your exemption, deduction, then your net income will become minus, pay nothing. So in this situation, when you set up a small business choice, let's go back to the first slide. You almost pay nothing about income tax. You just pay the 1% VAT. With 1 million revenue a year, you just pay 10,000 a year VAT. That's all. If you're sole proprietorship, no need to issue Piao. You don't need CPA's tax filing service. Because government will send you bill for VAT every 2 months, and they will calculate your personal tax once a year automatically. So you don't need a CPA to do tax filing. So that also saves you 28,000 to 35,000 a year. So sole proprietorship, that's why sole proprietorship is numbered. It is bigger than the company. Many Taiwanese people, when they want to do small, they will choose sole proprietorship. That's why. Okay. I almost finished the comparison about the tax difference limited company and sole proprietorship. Almost done. Then let me quickly introduce, because I want to give you some time to do the Q&A. So let's register sole proprietorship. So first, you need to do a name check, because we mentioned about the sole proprietorship. Its name is city level. So you go to city government to do a name check for national approval. So you must open a bank account by your entity name, the sole proprietorship, the name. Open a bank account. It's a preparatory account. Then you remit the capital into the account. Once you remit the capital into the account, then you apply for capital auditor. That's the same window, MOEA. This is the same window. We go to MOEA. to apply for this capital audit. You will get approval later. Then once you get this later, then you have 2 months. You have 2 months to rent a business address. If you do a service space, maybe you can register your sole proprietorship in your apartment, or you rent a virtual office. Because in Taiwan, if you want to register your business in your apartment, usually your landlord will not agree, because that will increase
Their taxes,
land tax, their house tax, their personal tax, and also their health insurance fee. All kind of fee will increase once you register an entity in their house. So most landlord is not allowed, but good thing is you can use business center. Now there are many tons of business center in Taiwan, from Taipei to Kaohsiung, everywhere. So you just Google business center, you will have a lot of resources to use. And then you apply for set up a sole proprietorship. You go to city government to do the registration. It will take about 3 days. And the last thing is tax interview. Tax interview is only take 1 day, but tax interview is very important procedure. Very important procedure, because this tax interview, the tax office will make the decision your business must issue Piao or not. If you are a very tiny business, then if they believe they will approve you not issue Piao, then you just pay 1% VAT every month. So the last procedure is very important. You must prepare. You must all prepare, then go to the tax office. For example, if you are doing a tiny restaurant, you show them your menu. You show them your menu and tell them how many seats in your restaurant. And they say if you're just doing a takeaway business, and show them your menu, and you can try to let them know your daily income maybe just 3,000, 4,000. Try to convince the tax officer. So if they believe you are tiny and you don't use post system, then you are allowed to not issue Piao. Or for example, you are doing service space business. For example, you're teaching yoga, and you already teaching for let's say 6 months or something. Show them your bank book. Then see, okay, you can see my bank book, my income. My income just 2,000 something one day, 2,000 like that. Then let them verify. You have provide something, let them verify. You are a very tiny business. Then you have chance to not issue Piao and pay lower tax. Okay, I have done my presentation.
That is awesome. Vincent, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I see a lot of people clapping their hands and saying thank you very much. So on the questions, you did obviously answer some of those questions, which does happen, which is great. But we just want to show everyone we did catch their questions so that they can see. Mareka said, if you open a sole proprietorship, can you change it to a limited business? And you already answered it and said, no, you cannot.
No.
And then Lungani said, is sole proprietorship a good option for gold card holders?
Oh, yes. If you want to pay lower tax. Because the gold card holder already have company. So gold card holder, it's just like similar situation with APRC holder. So gold card holder is allowed to set up a proprietorship. But I have an experience I can share with you. I think that's 2 years ago. There are three guys. They're all gold card holder. They are all gold card holder. and they set up a fried chicken, very tiny fried chicken store in Taipei. But the tax officer refused them not issue file. The tax officer refused them. Their store is so tiny, but the tax officer don't believe they are very tiny business because they are gold card shareholder. So that means they are good in calculation. They are good in mathematics. And they have 3 shareholders. The tax officer just don't believe.
Okay, perfect. Then question number 3 was, you did answer it, I believe. Can sole proprietorships legally hire employees? And I believe you said they cannot.
Can, but cannot hire foreign workers.
They can
Hire local. They can hire local Taiwanese people, but not foreigners.
They can hire local people. They can hire
Intern.
foreign already have open work.
Okay. So they can hire certain types of employees.
Right.
Okay. I hope that's okay. Jason, if that's not okay, let us know in the comments if you have a specific employee you were talking about.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay.
That
perfect.
was awesome.
Vincent, when you say Piao, I'm presuming you mean these things that the government issue for 2联制 and 3联制. Right. So that's for a business. Correct. But what about if the sole proprietor wants to give invoices, showed you?
Oh, okay. When those when sole proprietorship they approve me to issue Piao, you cannot issue soju. So soju and Piao just choose one.
Okay.
When your sole proprietorship allow not issue Piao, then you can issue soju receipt.
Yes. So when you do that receipt, they have to give you a number there. You need to have a number to stamp here. They will give you, right?
Right. You also need to have a unique number,
But-
uniform number.
Yes.
Right.
But every registered business will have a unified number, right? Once you have a registered business, you will get this, and then you can issue shoji if you are not.
Right.
If the government says you don't need to do this serious one, then you can issue receipt like this.
Right. Correct.
Okay, and you should do this, right? Because this is for your records, for you to know what was your income.
Not with the
Okay,
If you want to issue or your
Some customer ask,
customer,
Yeah.
they need it soju.
Yes,
they issue
okay.
the receipt then.
okay, perfect. If anybody has a question, so I have one from the person not available. They say, as a sole proprietor, will your liability be limited to the assets you hold in Taiwan? Of course, we don't want businesses to crash, but if they do, is it limited to your Taiwan assets, or will the assets you hold in other countries be included in the liability?
If they can.
Yes.
But that's difficult. That's very difficult.
Yes.
If you asset in another country, it's very difficult and not economic to tracing it to another country.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So I have another one. Marika says that if you take your bank book to the tax office, how will they differentiate between your service income, meaning your business, and your personal income? Imagine you are working somewhere, say at a school. You are working at a school in the week, and then you are working on the weekend at your little thing.
Oh, okay. You just try to
Explain.
by
Okay.
yourself.
Okay, perfect. If anyone else has a question, feel free, you may. Okay, and I have one more. Does your office do any trademarking? Can you do the trademarking, or do you know somebody who can trademark?
Oh, you mean trademark registration?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, I think
Okay.
we can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
We have license to do that. CPA have a license to do a trademark registration, so we can do that.
that's excellent. Excellent. So Jason already left, but he said he's already registered as a sole proprietorship, and he found this very, very useful and learned more valuable information. He says thank you very much to you and to us. Any more questions? Nobody? We have no more questions here.
Okay, great. So
Yeah, that means correct, means you answered everything.
Okay.
So that's great. That's awesome. So thank you very much, Vincent.
The problem, the timing is just exactly.
Yeah, it's almost. I just want to give a nice picture to everyone to say thank you very much to Vincent. and to know that if you want to contact him, the email address is here at his company, box@JusRegal.com. And just to let everyone know that please remember to like SATAI, South Africa Taiwan Association of Interexchange, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're there. Don't forget that, because we will have further events like this one for the Commerce Committee and for various other committees too. And we would love to see you online, love to hear your questions, love to interact with you. Thank you very much to everyone behind the scenes who was working so very hard. And thank you, Vincent, for your time. We really, really appreciate it. And that's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.